Good day, everyone. Picture a Philippines where Jose Rizal is merely a name on textbooks, a national symbol, but no longer a central figure in our collective memory. Hard to imagine, isn't it? Today, I'm here to tackle a question that forces us to rethink our identity and values. Can we make Rizal obsolete? This isn't a question about erasing Rizal, but rather about understanding whether his contributions and ideals still hold weight in modern times. This idea stems from historian Renato Constantino's thought-provoking article, "Our Task is to Make Rizal Obsolete." Constantino challenges us to consider whether Rizal's principles, revolutionary in his era, are still relevant today, or if we need new heroes, new visions for a new age. What does it mean when it makes Rizal obsolete? Constantino suggests that while Rizal was undeniably a hero of his time, his methods and ideas were tailored to the need of a colonial Philippines. Rizal advocated for reforms under Spanish rule rather than outright independence, a position that some like Constantino argued didn't go far enough in empowering Filipinos. But let's pause here. Obsolete doesn't necessarily mean irrelevant. It simply means that the circumstances have changed. So, what we are really asking is this: that are Rizal's ideas timeless, or are they limited to his historical context? Let's start by exploring why some might say we can make Rizal obsolete. Rizal lived in a time when our main oppressor was clear: Spanish colonization. His writings No Limitang Rin and El Filibusterismo exposed the injustices of that period, from the abuses of friars to the suffering of Filipino peasants. His ideas inspired a movement that sought reforms from within the system rather than breaking away completely, and in some ways, this instance might seem outdated. Today, our challenges are more complex. We're no longer fighting colonial rulers. Instead, we face issues like poverty, climate change, corruption, and inequality, problems that require not only national pride, but also solutions rooted in global cooperation and technological advancement. Constantino argued that we need role models who represent these modern values, leaders who champion innovation, resilience, and adaptability. Making Rizal obsolete in this sense could mean that we focus on heroes who actively engage with today's urgent issues. On the other hand, there is a strong case for why Rizal should never be made obsolete. His legacy goes beyond just his writings and his calls for reform. He promoted ideals that are timeless and deeply embedded in the Filipino identity. Rizal championed education as tool for empowerment, saying it as the foundation for a free and just society. This belief is as relevant now as it was then. Think about it. We still strive for an education and morally conscious citizenry. Rizal's vision wasn't merely about the freedom to govern ourselves, but about the freedom that knowledge brings, an ability to think critically, to engage with one's society, to act with integrity. And he once said, ang kabataan, ang pag-asa ng bayan. The youth are the hope of the nation. Today, we still encourage young people to be involved, to be informed, to be active participants in society. Rizal's dream for a self-sufficient, educated Philippines can still inspire us to tackle modern challenges. Moreover, Rizal's methods of peaceful resistance and intellectual activism offer a powerful contrast to today's sometimes polarized world. Instead of viewing him as a relic, we could view his legacy as a reminder that true patriotism isn't always loud or violent. It can be thoughtful, dignified, and yet incredibly impactful. If we were to follow Constantino's idea of making Rizal obsolete, what would not look like in practical terms? Perhaps we would downplay his legacy in schools or shift or our focus to other historical figures who advocated for full independence. Perhaps we'd highlight figures who tackled issues beyond colonialism or represent more radical approaches to societal change. But even as we consider this, let's remember that Rizal himself embraced change and evolution. He wasn't a static thinker, he questioned, he adapted, and he grew. So maybe instead of leaving him behind, we reinterpret his teachings to fit our needs today. Imagine how results call for education, for civic duty, and for moral responsibility could be applied to combat issues like corruption, environmental degradation, or even misinformation. In the end, should we make Rizal obsolete? I believe the answer is no. While we absolutely need modern heroes, Rizal's legacy still serves as a foundation for our journey forward. Constantino may be right that we can solely rely on Rizal's vision to guide us. After all, every generation needs to respond to its own challenges. But by keeping Rizal's spirit alive, by cherishing his love for learning, his sense of justice, and his dedication to his country, we build upon a legacy that remains powerful. So let's not make Rizal obsolete. Instead, let's carry his ideals into the future, letting them inspire us as we face our battles. Because after all, true heroes don't belong just one time period. They belong to every generation willing to learn from them. Thank you.